So today I'm gonna pretty much finish up the 3000 GT interior, put a new steering column in, put the dash in, and all the miscellaneous stuff. Hook up the steering column to the steering rack. Then also I'm going to pull the fuel tank out of the other car. I brought it up, and some other miscellaneous stuff. I need to pull the steering column out of that one to put in this one, and I was just working on getting the rest of the carpet kind of down, put the amp in. So yeah, I sat in these seats, and they're really nice and comfy. They really hold you in. So yeah, I installed that amp. I need to put the passenger seat in, but I'm going to wait till I'm done with all the wiring and dash and stuff over there. It'll be a lot easier to actually get the dash in without the seats in, and it'll be a lot easier to bolt the dash in. I'll bolt the steering column to the firewall, but I will let it just kind of sit down here so that I could just make sure to put the dash in and not actually have anything in the way to mess it up, because there's all kinds of sharp things when the steering column's kind of bolted halfway up and stuff like that. So here's the old one. All I really need to do is bolt that on and then do the rest of the stuff. But I need to swap ignition cylinders, so I'm just gonna have to get these and hit them with a chisel, because they're break off screws. Heads break off of them after you tighten them. Usually one hit with a punch loosens them, and then you can undo them with like a pair of needle nose or something around that, or your finger. You could just kind of spin it around with your finger. So I'll have to swap that ignition cylinder onto the other column, because the other column's in a lot better condition, like the rest of the stuff that came out of that car. So, and then also I just soldered up, is it over here? Where did I put it? Well, I thought I had it over here. Maybe it's already on the car. Let's see if I can find this thing. Oh, there it is. So like I said before, I'm deleting the factory safety switch for the to start the car, so you don't have to put the clutch in, or push the clutch in, sorry. But yeah, all you do, here's the thing. I soldered them and shrink tubed it. You just loop the wires and it completes a circuit, so it always thinks that switch is engaged. So whenever you need to start the car, you don't have to push the clutch in. And that's a big issue with DSMs and Mitsubishis, is when you push the clutch in and start the car, there's excessive load on the crankshaft and it wears the thrust washers, and after a while you have crank walk. So doing this is actually a lifesaver for Mitsubishis, and I do it to most of my cars anyway, because it's a redundant thing that you have to do, push a clutch in to start your car. There's no reason to do it other than the DOT and safety stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna pretty much do that and work on this today. I feel like I can get pretty much most of it busted out, other than the hubs. Still waiting for FedEx to ship the hubs. Well, they're shipped. I mean drop them off. So still waiting for them to drop them off. They are supposed to be here either tomorrow or Saturday. I probably should look up the tracking number to see where they're at and what the new estimated delivery time is. But I think I have plenty to do today, so once the hubs come on Friday or Saturday, I should have everything else pretty much complete, and all I have to do is bolt the hubs on the knuckles, bolt those on the car, and kind of it'll be able to move and drive. I'll have to most likely do an alignment. I'll probably have my friend at Nissan do the alignment, because he does a really good job. So yeah, what else? I think that's it. So I'm going to work on this and do a couple of time lapses and then go from there. So I got the other steering column out of the car. It seems like it was kind of cloudy, so I went out really quick and did it. So this is the old one. You can see how grimy it looks. And then here's the new one. You can see there's no rust on the column. This is actually clean. That looks pretty decent. And the switches and the steering wheel aren't all deteriorated, destroyed. So I'm going to replace the lock cylinder on this really quick. Just bam, bam on both of them. And then put it in the car. put the dash in the car. It's coming together pretty quick. It's a lot of work, but getting all the, I'm swapping as many modules over that like are convenient. So like when I put this support bracket back in, I changed out the module from the other car and, and some other stuff, and then I changed out this relay, and some stuff over here is getting changed out as well, like these I don't know, they're somewhere, but there's some other modules that are going to be changed out. So yeah, coming together. I know this is not very many time lapses and stuff, or there's too many time lapses and a lot of talking, so, or whatever, stuff like that. So it's coming together. You guys will see the final result of the interior probably by the end of the night. I think I could get it all together and stuff. You know, I need to, looks like it might rain. I still need to pull the fuel tank out. I want to do it before it does that, or maybe after. It depends on how much it rains. It might cool it off a lot and make it actually nice outside. Right now it's probably like 100 something. So it was kind of nice. It was cloudy when I pulled that steering column. The car inside of the car was probably still 100, but I did the first one, so it was pretty straightforward. It was only like 10 or 12 bolts, something like that. got the ignition switch off both columns. This is the one from this car, so that's the one I'm going to put on that column. As you can see, sometimes these are like tamper-proof like bolts. They have a head, and once they hit the right torque, they break off. All you have to do is get a punch and kind of turn them. Sometimes they're easy, and sometimes they're a pain in the ass. So sometimes they're easy, and sometimes they're a pain. These ones seem to be a little bit more of a pain than usual. So now I'm going to put that ignition switch on this nice column, and then put the column back in the car. Once that's in there and the steering is connected to the rack and everything, I'm going to put the dash in and do all that. And once the dash is in, pretty much I think the whole rest of the interior will kind of just fall in place. It'll be really nice to see the car with a clean interior and not a like super cracked dash. Like if I have a picture of it, I'll put it right like now, and then yeah, it's gonna look 100 times better. So, and then the steering will be connected. So all I'll really be waiting for now is the hubs. So after today, fuel tank and the hubs and the exhaust, but all I'm waiting for is the hubs. So once the hubs come, I'll put the hubs on, roll it to the lift it up, put the exhaust on, and then put the fuel tank in, and it should fire right up. So we'll see if all the work I did. Usually I'm pretty good, but you know, sometimes you miss like a ground or something like that, and it won't start, but usually it usually starts. So hopefully by Monday or Sunday, probably hopefully Sunday, if FedEx does their job, I'll actually be able to fire that baby up and drive it. Okay, so the interior is coming together. I have the dash in now. The speaker covers are in. I did that's bolted in, that's bolted in. I need to put the airbag in and stuff. So yeah, it's come together. I need to plug in some wires, bolt the steering column up, and then do like the gauge cluster and all that stuff. But I think I should be pretty close by the end of the night tonight. I got most of the interior back together. I am gonna go home now. My toe's actually hurting. This morning I like ripped like a piece of my nail out on accident. It got caught on like the sheet of my bed. So on my pinky toe, it's like all mad. It was okay this like almost all day, except for when I was like doing this, kneeling down and stuff. I think it just got angry because my shoe's kind of pushing on it this whole time. So the interior is pretty much almost all the way done. All I have to do is put this up there, bolt that up, and pretty much a center console and everything, and some vents and the airbag and all that. But otherwise it is pretty much all the way back together. and then hopefully either tomorrow or Saturday FedEx will drop those hubs off, and I should be able to drive it. Hopefully, that'd be tight. What are you doing, Aaron?